Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. All right, for everybody watching, I'll probably get started here in about 5 minutes or so. I just want to give everybody a chance to filter in. Well, while we wait, why don't I just go ahead, hop into the game, and see if I can reacclimate myself to where I was last time here. Excuse me. Okay, so here we are right outside of Redone's retreat. And what did we do last time? I don't even remember. Excuse me. Um, oh yeah, we finished up the recruiting jobs over here at Helgen, and they restored the central tower in Helgen and made it a player home for us, which was cool. Hello, Trilliant. How are you on this budding weekend? I guess. We did Redone's retreat just for something to do, a dungeon clear to end up the stream, I think. But as of right now, I think the world is our virtual oyster, eh? Okay, so far. That is good to hear. Um, so I think just crossing some things off the errand list here. We'll go pick up the um, we'll go pick up the bounty from Preventus over here at Whiterun. We'll do some minor inventory management, and I think maybe we'll trek back to Largashbur over here to complete the Malakath quest. But I think maybe on the way we'll do Mistwatch. I think that'll be fun. Earlier in the series, we were approached by a crazed, frightened woman that had been held prisoner here for quite some time, it seemed. So I think maybe now is the time to make the streets a safer place for the denizens of Skyrim. And I heard a wolf. We don't want to kill an animal that is basically just doing his job and trying to eat, so... alright, where is... Alright, there's Fort Greymore there. Just getting my bearings here, because I'm not playing with a heads-up display. I don't know which direction I'm pointing, but I think we're good now. That fog looks nice, huh? I've been playing a lot of Cyberpunk 2077 on, with the settings all cranked up. You can see... Barely see Whiterun through the fog there. That's pretty nice. With the settings all cranked up, and that game looks absolutely amazing, but then you come back to a game that's 9 years old like this, and you're still getting wow moments after all that. I think it says something about Skyrim. I don't know, even with newer stuff coming out, I don't think I'll ever stop playing this game at this point. As long as there are new experiences to be had. I can see myself maybe trailing off on the heavy roleplay side of things, but there are still plenty of character concepts and stuff that I want to try out for the foreseeable future, for the years to come, I think. Uh-oh. I don't know what the heck that thing is. That doesn't look like your normal floating mammoth. Those look more structural. Okay, we'll just pretend that didn't happen. Can't help but look at it. Hello, Magus. How are you, friend? Did you wipe yet? Are you starting over on a new load order? Did you wipe yet? That's a personal question I shouldn't have asked. Who is this? Is this, ooh, a merchant wench?
Is there something I can do for you? Take a look.
Sunbeam. Oh yeah, this is the one. Surviving 4 Fahrenheit attempts today, and yes, I always wipe. Well, you kind of have to when you're not wearing pants, right? It's usually not good to leave a trail at all, but especially not that kind of trail, am I right? This is the one we picked up at Redone's retreat. I might hang on to it just a bit, just in case we encounter a follower or something that I want to assign a unique item to. This is added by Billy Rose. I'm running his compendium of all of his different sword packages and stuff. So I'm not sure exactly which one this came from, but all of them are very high quality for sure. Okay, so what can I sell her that I don't need anymore? Don't know if I can... I assume that I have the shards enchantment. Actually, enchantments don't really do me any good. Well, they might for a follower. Jagasta doesn't use them. You gotta erase any sign that you were there. I'm tempted to get rid of the dead wood just because we don't really camp much anymore, but if we do, that'll come in handy. Yeah, minimalistic. So, in terms of perk overhauls, is it minimalistic, or are you still going Skyrim? Or are you going to try something like Vokri or something this time? Sacrilege mod. Is that a new mod by him? I haven't heard of that one, or is that the super old one that was kind of him just practicing? Usually, if Anai comes out with a new mod, it's oh, minimalistic vampire overhaul. Interesting. I don't know why I haven't heard of it. Usually, if Anai comes out with a new mod, it's like big news, right? I usually don't miss that stuff. Encumbrance is still a bit higher than I would have liked. All right.
Until next time.
But it's doable for now, especially now that we're not like looting everything because we're kind of loaded with coin at the moment. Yeah, it's funny. It seems after running these huge major mod uh, load orders with all these huge overhauls and stuff, now you're kind of moving back toward the minimalistic side of things, huh? Is that up there? Oh, that's one of those weird twisted little trees. Thought maybe it was a dragon or
Thane
something up
of
there.
Whiterun. Better than being White of Thane Run. Really, I'm still in shock from the dragon. I'll come up with a better joke next time.
I don't think we're actually technically Thane because of Unbound. We do become Thane when we buy property in the city, but not there yet. That's one of the funky little side effects of running something like Unbound. What it gives you is incredible, but it's those little mentions, especially in like mods and stuff like 3D NPC or interesting NPCs, and many other things. They start mentioning your Dragonborn status, when in fact you may not be Dragonborn, or Thane, when in fact you might not be Thane. Well, yes and no. I miss things like interesting NPCs, so adding that back in. Going to run Nemesis for this, I think, too, with Ultimate Combat. Okay. So you're going Nemesis, but you're not going to go CGO for this one? Because it seemed for a while like the main reason to run Nemesis was for CGO. Okay. I know it does more than just allow CGO, but oh, okay. So Ultimate Combat is compatible with CGO. Good to know. I don't know. Every time I even like lightly consider redoing my load order to get a newer EXE for things like race menu, CGO, the newer versions of the XPMSE skeletons, so that I can customize where my weapons go and stuff like that. I just think about all the character concepts I still want to do and all the work that I put into this load order, including like patches and things like that I've made on my own, especially very tedious patches for things like arrow and bolt tweaks, knock to tip, all kinds of other stuff that I'm not even thinking of right now. And the thought of redoing all that kind of makes me sad. So I would rather just, work with what I got. I still love playing it in its current state. So I'll deal with it for a while.
Dragon's Reach to discuss the ongoing hostilities, like the rest.
I kind of feel like I'll be playing with this base load order until everything crashes and burns, or I have to, reset or wipe my hard drive and start over for some kind of technical reason. Yep. Instant dodge is probably the biggest thing that I would take from CGO, but it has some nice features like the jump attacks and stuff like that. Yeah, the TK dodge can get laggy. It's scripted, right? So whenever you have script lag, you're gonna get dodge lag. It's not great. Yeah, the problem is the EXE is like the base level of the pyramid for me. If I try to swap that out, I mean, I could back it up and then just, go back, but I'm afraid I'll walk a little too far down that plank and then not be able to turn back. Jump animation overhaul. Yeah, that's a good one too. I am running a jump animation mod right now that I'm pretty happy with. Right. I think the jump animations were the big one for Nemesis that people had an issue with, especially Stu, I think, was his big gripe about it.
You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in
Oh.
Interpol.
Forgot. I gotta. The whole reason I'm here is to turn in this bounty for Redoron's retreat. Let's see if I can find Proventus. There he is.
It seems this damnable conflict has claimed
I
everyone's
serve Jarl
passions away.
Balgruff as steward.
Me, I prefer my books and my
Proventus. We need a nickname for Proventus here. Proventus. Vent. How about Proventus Avenici? How about Venti Cappuccino? All right, Venti.
Excellent. You've done us a great service. Here is your reward.
Yeah, I see
Enjoy
the
your
reasoning
visit to
behind that.
Dragon's Reach.
I am still running fours, of course, because that I have to with this load order.
Alfred.
But I haven't come across anything that I absolutely need to have so far that would require an update. It would be nice to have. The problem is, if I could have 2 different installs of Skyrim, that would be great. And I think, because I do a lot of install work professionally, to earn a living. I think I might be able to hack it to make it work so that you could have 2 different Skyrim installs on the same machine, but
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything. Or take a seat by the fire and I'll send
that would
someone
feel way
over.
too much like work for me. Maybe I'll do it on vacation sometime. There are certain registry keys and other things that will point at certain paths that you need to switch over, but
If
it
it's
can get
work you
really
need,
complicated really
How
quickly.
about chopping up some wood for the fires?
He gave coffee. Yeah. Okay, what am I doing here? I think I wanted to come check the Forgotten Magic vendor that
Ready to move?
sometimes hangs out here. See if we can finally find Phoenix Strike. Is he up here?
Oh, there once
Here
was
we
a
go.
hero named
Need
Redone
something?
the Red who came riding to Whiterun
Take
from
a look.
Warwick State.
Blight Curse and Ice Lance. Those are the only 2 you have? Lame, bruh.
Till next time.
Braggart did swagger and brag.
Blight Curse is a great spell. I've seen you make great use of it, Magus, but it's just not a Jagasta thing.
But then he went
Next time I do a Dark
flying
Mage, definitely.
when he met the shield maiden Matilda who
Oh, you used 4s in your last one? Yeah, I mean, I guess with Skyrim, I was going to say it's an odd step into the past for you, but I mean, you've been using Skyrim and stuff like that, so maybe not so out of character, huh? Oh, now that I know I can't disenchant anything, I'll go ahead and sell some more stuff off here.
Well, we've got small weapons as the finest weapons and armor.
Ooh, you're leaving FMR out. That is out of character for you. Okay, so magic won't be a thing. You're going to do a non-mage type character? You're like, I don't know. Maybe it'll be Valkyrie, maybe it'll be Ordinator, but it'll be Ordinator. Melee only. You know, I have melee only vampire. And then
Good doing business with you.
are you using Sacrosanct or better vampires? If you're using an eye stuff, probably... Oh no, that's right, you were using Sacrilege. Sacrilege. You told me about that already. How is the magic system on that? I haven't even looked at it, I didn't even know it existed. Because I know you're playing melee vampire, but it might still have some cool stuff. Oh, you're still trying to decide between Sacrilege and Sacrosanct. No EMB. Yeah, I've seen it before. Actually, there are lots of pros with an EMB, but there are also lots of cons. And honestly, with the right weather mod, lighting mod, and texture overhauls, you can get Skyrim to look amazing even without an EMB. And I've seen you do it before. So we know it can happen. Where is Rumarin? Did he have to use the bathroom or something? Did he tell you? Probably a quick potty break before he hit the road. Not a bad idea. Okay. Really? Okay. Well, I guess trying that without an ENB this time, and you don't stream, maybe you'll have that issue isolated, huh? I mean, I still do freeze now and then. It's pretty rare these days, but I still do freeze during a stream. But it's so few and far between that it doesn't bother me. Yeah, sometimes with a lot of this stuff, you don't have to have a ton of technical knowledge to troubleshoot something. Really, it's just a process of elimination. Kind of what I did with the crackling issues. I tried several things, just changing one thing at a time until I found something that... Oh my gosh, I'm still using Cyberpunk controls. This is going to be rough. So in Cyberpunk, you double tap either the directional button or on a control pad, the B button with the direction to dodge. And now I got to get it drilled back into my head that it's the sprint button. Yeah, so as long as you can logically, try something and then, like, go back into it, change only one thing, one variable, and then go back and then slowly eliminate those differences, you can figure. That's really how I do most troubleshooting with any computer stuff. But yeah, a certain level of technical knowledge does help when you know what to try to isolate and what to try to change every time. Oh, Zora no pants? Okay, no, there they are. They're back. Wow, that was a really powerful fire blast there. So make sure I'm still on Legendary. I haven't played since last week, so I haven't changed it. Interesting. That was way stronger than I thought it would be. Yeah, I mean it's slow to isolate something like that in that process, but that's the scientific method for you. It took me, I don't know how long to deal with the audio crackle. Saw Zora's butt.
Yeah. We grow stronger with
Still don't know where Rumarin is.
At least I like to think so.
Okay, I got to get back into the headspace of this character. Let's see here. I've already discovered the ritual stone, so I don't need to go pick a fight. Yeah, Jagasta would not be just running around killing saber cats, so I gotta shake off the rust here. He would protect himself, but we may as well make use of our hypnotize spell here and spare all the poor Aminul's lives. So, have you tried just disabling the E and B with the same setup and streaming that way, or does it just look terrible without the E and B with the way you have it set up? Because that might tell you immediately. Oh boy.
You're outmatched.
Suplex. That was a flaming suplex. I like it. Alright, let's clear these brigands out here. Make the road a little safer. If the whole place has even respawned yet, maybe it was just the watchman there. Okay. Okay. Funny that she respawned, but nobody else did. I think I've seen that before as well. It looks nice without the AMB, however, I literally just have cathedral weather on that profile. No other atmosphere mods like clouds, etc. Okay. I mean, cathedral looks nice on its own, but yeah, when you start putting in like clouds and the fog and different stuff, start looking a lot better.
Still here.
I kind of get the sense too that you tend to enjoy starting new profiles. And I don't mean that as like a an insult or anything, or criticism at all. People, you know, I get it that, you know, modding is fun and trying out new mods and all that. I tend to be on the gameplay side of things. I'd rather spend the time in the game than modding the game. But I can see how people could enjoy and find comfort in you know, really losing themselves and creating a new experience in the game. So I don't blame you at all. Yeah, I thought so. And it's always interesting to see what you come up with and what you find. You keep us very informed on the newer stuff. There's a whole lot of crap that I wouldn't even be exposed to if it weren't for like watching your streams and all your different load orders and things like that. Me, I get my fill of that at work for, you know, 8 to 10 hours every day. So my time in Skyrim, I like to play it actually just playing Skyrim. And if I do make a change to the Lord Order or something, it's gonna be pretty minimalistic, or if I spend time in the creation kit, it's gonna be creating a patch for something. Yeah, for sure. And you seem to like showing things like that and talking about them and educating people on the different mods. So I know a lot of people, they run really complicated load orders all the time, and then they get pissed off when people ask them about their mods. So it's nice that you don't, and you're actually willing to talk to people and enjoy discussing that kind of thing. It's very helpful. So yeah, I think I was telling Trailiant earlier that I think I don't really know where to go at this point. We can continue doing the Helgen Reborn stuff. The stuffed animals thing, I don't know. We'll see about that. I don't know if Jagasta's into taxidermy. He probably would rather have the animal live. But we'll see. We can continue on with the Helgen Reborn stuff. We need to go talk to Reinhardt. I do the whole Fight Club thing there. But I think I wanted to check some things off the errand list here. I want to return the hammer to Largashbur and kind of cross this Malakat thing off the list. But then there's this unfinished business with Mistwatch. Like the first 2 or 3 episodes or something, we got approached by the frightened woman who was being held captive at Mistwatch. So I think we want to go take care of that. Maybe make Skyrim a little safer place if we can clear out whoever's causing the captivity there. Yeah, I've noticed all the pinning the mod list for every single character that you've had is a nice touch and very helpful. Sure. Yeah. The only thing is I've been doing Helgen Reborn on this playthrough for several weeks now, so I kind of wanted to change it up a little bit, give Jagasta a break from doing all that. But I don't mind going back to it. I've only done it, I think, twice before this. It fits the character, I think, because he loves to be helpful. So there's not really any reason not to do it. Every once in a while you have a character that is self-serving or on the darker side of morality. And it just doesn't really make sense to be that helpful because you really have to put yourself out of your way to help out with rebuilding Helgen with that mod. But I think it fits this character just fine. He's not afraid to do heavy lifting for the betterment of others. Oh, they got a courier. Let's see. Well, we can't let all this soup go to waste, right? Have you gone through the whole, what's this, a gift for you? Oh, this is just the note that comes along with the private tower at Helgen. Have you played through the whole Helgen Reborn mod, Magus? You said you haven't seen it this far in a while. I was just wondering if you've gone all the way through it yourself. You haven't? Okay. Well, maybe we will head back there once we get some things crossed off the list here. Yeah, and I think we're approaching that halfway mark. From what I can remember, we're getting fairly close to it, I think. What time is it? Oh, it's getting late, too.
If the accident never happened, I would be wed to some dashing noble. But how would you ever manage without me, huh?
This one does not know what a dashing novel is. Oh, hello, Strudel. Lurk away. Oh, okay, so you've seen other people just fly through it. Okay. Well, we shall take our time. Yeah, I should have actually gotten a room in Whiterun before we hit the road, but maybe we will just set up camp here with the miners at Darkwater. I think I didn't get rid of all that dead wood. Looks like there might be a spot for a tent right here. Okay. Oh, it's a little bigger than I was bargaining for. Hopefully it doesn't dip into the water there. Yeah, that's not too bad. Alright, let's see. We can do some studying. Oh, she's got a little pickaxe. Look at that.
Hi, I've never seen you around here before. Are you a miner too?
They got child labor going on in here? They should give her, like, the voice of an 80-year-old man.
When Mom's not around.
To portray all the black lung she probably has from spending all 9 of her years in the mine. Oh, we were talking about how far Magus has made it through Helgen on his own. He said he has only made it about half, but he's seen other people play through it. But they flew through it and weren't doing it like as an RP experience. So I was just saying maybe we'll slow down and we'll take the Helgen Reborn quest as more of a play opportunity. Think our way through it.
Dorkeithus used to take me diving with
Yeah,
him.
Helgen Reborn. I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't mention that. Dorkeithus.
Stormcloaks are named after Ulfric. He's a bad man, but don't tell the soldiers that.
You mean that soldier standing right behind you? Okay.
You looking for work? We could use an extra hand in the mine. Just bring me any corundum you dig up.
Sure, maybe later. This one is a bit busy at the moment. There are some bandits in the area that I need to clear out. But first, need a bit of a catnap.
Yes?
You can get a longer nap than that if you want, Zora. Okay, so we have a fresh water supply here. How are we doing on water? We have 1 full water skin and 1 empty one. Okay, we'll just fill that up before we go out. Yeah, it does, and it kind of feels like it should have been in the game from the beginning. Or am I the only one who feels like that? It feels like there was a prime opportunity to rebuild Helgen in the vanilla game, and they just didn't take it. They probably just ran into scoping issues where they just didn't want to fit another thing into the game. I get it. But it does feel like it's missing. Same with Khajiit and Oblivion. I really feel like repairing Khajiit after it got destroyed by the Oblivion Gate invasion. It felt like that needed to happen. Okay, so let's go ahead and study some of this stuff until it gets late enough to sleep. Clear some space in our extraordinary amount on apprentice spells involving metal. Nice. What time is it now? 9? Oh, thanks, Kanarthi. Extraordinary amount on adept spells involving curing techniques. Very nice. This is all via spell research.
Hi, Elf.
Which, if you're role-playing any kind of mage-like character, and you feel like the system for which you learn magic is a little too gamey, I guess, or a little too light, then spell research gives you role-play friendly ways of actually studying different items and learning spells that way.
I should consider bring up the
And it's late
so I
enough
replied.
now. So you can study spells that you have by equipping them and then hitting the hotkey to, or activating the power to study those spells, or you can find like broken enchanted items throughout the world to study as well. And then what you do is you build up knowledge in these different categories of spells, and then you can combine those categories into new spells if you have the skill to do it. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should eat first. Something hearty and hot. Potato soup. Ooh, a venison stew sounds just like it'll hit the spot. Maybe some potato bread. Got plenty of cheese that we have to get through, and do we have any meat? I thought we had the good Blackbriar stuff. Yeah. Swig of that and some water. And we are ready. Still raining. Oh, I only slept an hour. Jeez. Gigasta's a light sleeper today. Okay, so 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll get up at 6. Get a solid 8 hours here.
If I did
You
carry a sword,
Khajiit
I
has
wouldn't
such
know how-
delicate fur,
I'd just
and
get
it never
it
seems to lose
in a
its
day.
luster, the way skin does.
Ugh. Somebody's having a bit of a aging crisis here.
7 months or so. Maybe 8 if I'm lucky.
Oh boy. One of these, eh? I'm gonna say excuse me like I don't know what she's talking about.
Oh, just counting the months I have left to live. I used to count by the years, and I suspect there'll come a time when I count by the days. It's a talent I have, sort of like reading palms. But I do long for the days when I never bothered to count.
Strudel.
I'm sorry. I haven't properly introduced myself to you, child. My name is Iris the Elder.
Hi, I'm
Although
Iris,
it
and I'm
wasn't
gonna die
always
soon
meant to
because I'm
reflect
old, right?
my age.
Yeah, so let's change the subject. How'd you get your name, Iris?
I was once one of 2 Irises in the village where I grew up, long before I moved to Darkwater Crossing. One was about a dozen years younger than I, just a babe when I was a girl. So she was Iris the Younger, and I was Iris the Elder. And the name stuck with me ever since.
Interesting. So you didn't take on that name when you actually became Eld. Alright. So what brings you to this part of Eastmarch?
Not the mine, that's for sure. I came to this part of Eastmarch for the hot springs. I've heard they have the power to rejuvenate. I'm not searching for a miracle or a cure for old age. Just a little more time to enjoy it.
Yeah, I've heard of these hot springs, and they sound wonderful, but, you know, sulfuric water and fur don't really mix. I'd be carrying that stench around with me forever. I'm sure your wisdom alone more than compensates the people of this village, yes?
Your words are kind, but a woman of my years is more of a nuisance than a helpful member of the community. I try to do what I can, help cook or look after Refna, but as much as I hate to admit it, she's at an age when I can't keep pace.
Okay, I feel like I need to do more of a Khajiit voice in this dialogue here. This one has found that the people of Darkwater Crossing are quite friendly. What do you make of them?
Good people and an eclectic group. I think Refna is quite blessed to be surrounded by such diversity. Derkeithus taught her how to swim, and Sondas is twice the man her father ever was. And I find it rather adorable how she scurries around with that pickaxe too. It's good to see young folk take an interest in such honest labor.
Yes, but free child labor? I don't know if this is a good thing. Well, this one does do some mining work from time to time. I think manual labor is something that is not personally valued as much as it should be. It is quite fulfilling.
True, and it often isn't. Not by Nords. But I wonder sometimes if when we raise a toast to the miners, we raise our cups to an idea. The same is true for our warriors and our farmers.
What do you mean exactly?
We spend so much time honoring some abstract notion of what a laborer is, what a warrior is, and we forget these are individual people. People with names and families, proud Nord men and women with hopes, desires, and fears. When you conflate them all, you forget they are many. So if you wish to honor the miners, honor them by name. Tormir and Sonders, Annika and Verna, and Derkeithus too, were he still here.
Derkeithus. There's a second person that has mentioned Derkeithus, and we have not seen him around, so maybe we will inquire about that. So these hot springs, do they work for you? Do you feel rejuvenated?
Oh, yes. I've tried health potions and visited some of the most renowned healers in all of Skyrim, but it's almost like everything is being forced back into place. It feels so unnatural. That may be fine for someone like yourself, but I much rather prefer a good soak. All my aches and pains seem to float away.
But this area, especially in this province, there are wild animals, and there are brigands and bandits, and worse, out in the wilds. Isn't it dangerous for someone your age to bathe in the springs alone?
The hunters discourage most of the wildlife, as does the heat from the spring. They also provide a few spirits to help pass the time. I need a bit of wine before I can get over the embarrassment, you see.
Embarrassment?
These hunters, their bodies have such sheen and vigor, like a marble table burnished to a perfect polish. My skin, however, is as piebald as a horse and as wrinkled as an old tunic stashed away at the bottom of a chest. May sound a bit odd for an old lady like myself to worry about such things, but while I may be old, I'm still a woman, and a woman likes to feel beautiful.
Well, you know, you don't look so bad from here. I am no human, so maybe my judgment of human aesthetic is off, but I think you're beautiful.
Thank you. And here I thought I would never hear such words from one so handsome and charming ever again. Of course, when I was young, I'd get the occasional suitor. Some of them were charming, and a few that were handsome. There were those that were neither, and those were the ones that usually chased the hardest.
Well, yeah, that's the way of the world.
Any man always could, as I were the fastest courier in all of
Ooh,
Skyrim.
I think I know one that's faster. Of course, I think it would be a really sad sight to see Iris the Elder try to race Vander at this point. So I'm not going to bring it up. Oh man, it must have been rough. No, Jagasta's not this harsh. These one imagines couriers must be fleet of foot to escape the dangers of the road, yes?
Fleet of foot and single-minded. There's nothing you can't outrun if you just stick to the road and block your mind of anything outside it. The couriers who never make it are always the ones who stop for a breather or just to admire the view.
So, what is your favorite courier story?
It was evening star, 2 hours to midnight. Me and the other couriers were at the inn, picking snow off our boots, ready to call it a night. The snowstorm that night was the fiercest in years, and the inn was densely packed. Not a soul in Eastmarch was outside that night, or so we thought. The door flung open to reveal a young Nord man, covered head to toe in thick furs and thicker snow. The innkeeper sat him down and gave him some hot tea. The blood was only now beginning to thaw from his nose. He began to mumble, softly but desperately, trying to form the words. His wife, he said, had just given birth, but the bleeding would not stop. He needed a special health potion, but
And this is why I never give birth.
was out on research, and the next closest lived in an old shack west of Ivarstead. He wanted a horse, but the stable master had refused him. He tried to go on foot, but only made it as far as Kinesgrove.
Clearly, this man wanted his wife to die. Oh, jeez. It is very close, though. This must have been some storm.
It was. For a Nord to fear cold is like a fish fearing water. But this wasn't just any cold, and it wasn't just any storm.
Okay. So, tell me more. What happened next?
The innkeep, an old woman but one of conviction, took to bleeding on his behalf. She went to warriors, to sell swords, but none would lend an ear.
What a bunch of dicks.
She leapt on the table and scolded them.
Hello, Hester.
This man's wife is in Candlehearth Hall fighting
toasting that bread
for
up,
her
huh?
life, and he has not the strength to go on. Who among his fellow Nords will lend a hand in his time of need? Is there any man here willing to risk his life for a cause that is noble? The others shied away. But I stood. I am, I said. And without another word, I rushed out the door. I didn't know what pushed me more, my desire to prove myself, or my fury at the cowardice displayed by my fellow Nords. Maybe a little of both. Regardless, I braved the elements, the pounding snow and the unforgiving cold to retrieve the potion and return to Windhelm. I lost a toe that night, and I still can't feel all my fingers. And for all my efforts, I wasn't even paid. But it was payment enough to see the face on the man's wife as she held her newborn.
Great story, but, I kind of want to see that toe. Is there any chance? Think you should just slip that boot off? Show me the nubbin? Yeah, she's not going to go for it. Maybe we'll see her at the hot springs one of these days, and we can check it out then, on the sly.
It can be an excellent source of motivation.
Oh, I bet. Okay. Let's see here. How are we doing on food and water? I think we're good. Alright. So the whole plan here was to clear out Mistwatch, but I'm kind of curious about this Dirkethis fella, too. Who do I talk to? I think Anarchy is the one, the quest giver for that. So she's probably in the mine. Oh, it's dark in here. Okay. Luckily, Khajiit can see in the dark. You others watch your step, yes?
Saunders, I've heard about Morrowind.
Oh. What about it?
That it was black and gross, and nobody wanted to live there anymore.
I'll have to take your word on that one, my dear.
All right, 1 second, guys. I gotta get this
If a beggar
sweater off. Sweating. It was cold when I started streaming, and then I closed the door as to not bother my wife. And I guess the heat from the computer and just the cool air coming in from the rest of the house started to feel stuffy. All right,
You can
I'm back.
chip off ebony or a calcum and
Saunders takes care of me when Mom's not on.
the strongest metal.
Totally missed what Romarin was saying because I was gonna melt. Let's see. I'm not seeing Anakin.
I try to think of it as coaxing the ore from the rock.
Interesting technique. I shall try that next time I am working in a mine. Let's see. Anarchy, wherefore art thou,
Anything used to help.
Anarchy?
I do love my wife. Just wish she'd get her head out of the clouds.
Has got your back. Talented.
Your wife left her head in the clouds? This seems like an impressive trick, yes? Oh, now it's way too bright. Oh, there's Anarchy. I wonder where she was. Maybe she was fooling around in the water. Or saw this,
A traveler?
corpse here.
I'll bet you've seen some sights. We should swap
Ran
tales
off.
sometime. I used to be an adventurer in my day. Then I settled down, got married.
Ah, you were an adventurer.
That's right. I used to explore all over. I'm the one who originally found the mine Darkwater Crossing was built around. I was actually scouting a bit the other day, old time's sake. Spied a brigand heading back to his camp. Up for a little hunting? My husband is being a sad stick, so I can't go myself.
Of course, if they pose a threat to this fine village of yours, then I will happily clear them out for you.
This brings back memories. Come back when you're done, and maybe I'll be up to showing you a few tricks.
Ooh.
Bandits are cowards. Don't strain yourself chasing them all down.
Remember, when in doubt, aim for the crotch.
Showing me a few tricks, eh? Okay. Stony Creek Cave. I think that's a little farther away than... Yeah. A little bit out of our way, but maybe we can hit Crag's Lane and we can hit Stony Creek after Mistwatch. I feel like the bandit threat is a little less immediate because it's farther away, but still a threat. We'll go take care of it.
The rain. Jumping in puddles has always been a favorite pastime of mine.
This one thinks you are easily amused and need to find a better hobby. Okay, Mistwatch. Let's see here. Back up to the main road. We're going to go over a bridge and we're going to keep our eye out for a fork to the left. Don't know if I've saved in a while, so I'll go ahead and throw down an F5 there. Ooh, we got a bear. Let's see if I can hypnotize him. Nope. Didn't work. Why is he using a dagger?
Hero. Keep that magic away from me.
Don't worry about me. I'm in the best shape of a Slode's life.
Yeah, why don't you switch to a bow? I'll tank for you.
Okay.
Let's see how that works. Let's get the alchemical ingredients from this guy.
Tired someday. Get myself an island.
The bear's gone. You guys can go to the sands beyond the moons now. You don't have to hang out. You also don't want to wear out your welcome. Don't know how spirits manage to smell like booze, but you do. Oh well. It takes all types, I suppose. Oh, that's a pretty view. Okay, is this our fork here? I think it is. Okay. This is generally a fairly tough dungeon delve here. I think with how powerful Jagasta is, I don't think we'll have too much problem with it, especially for the fact that we have two different followers here as well. Zora can tank pretty well. I've got Rumarin using his bound bow because for some reason he was using an iron dagger instead of his bound blade. That might have just been a script lag issue, honestly. But Jagasta, he can't take more than a hit or two, but we can be evasive enough to grab the attention of these enemies anyway. We'll see how it goes. Quick save. Chicken shit, quick save. As Major Slag likes to call it. Wow, that is a big hammer. Is it hammer time?
You've come to pay a ransom. Turn around and walk away.
That's the last of them.
Tenderizing that goat meat, huh?
Give up like that.
Get away.
Wow, Zora, you're just swinging at air there. It's a long sword. I'm surprised you're not hitting anything with it. Okay, let's get in on the archer here. Okay, too easy. And I think Rumarin is doing well as an archer there. Going in fleet style. Let's check the rest of these corpses here for Forgotten Magic Redone stuff. Get our arrows back. Nothing good. Nothing good. Alright. And another dark one.
Who's there? You over here, quick. Stendar's mercy, you aren't one of them. Please, you've got to help me.
Hey, buddy, what's going on?
It's my wife, Viola. I think she's being held in this tower.
All right. Calm down. Just tell this one what has happened.
I'm sorry. You're right. Let me explain. Viola, my wife, left the farm on errands and never came back. It's been months, and I've been searching for her since. I heard a rumor that these bandits were ransoming captives, so I thought she may be here. I managed to sneak past the guards and get this far, but I don't think I can go on. I'm no warrior. Please, can you look for her?
You are sure she's being held here? Well, actually, we're pretty sure a lot of people have been held here. Yes, this one is here to prevent the bandit menace from taking more prisoners. So I will look for her.
Thank you. I don't have much, but I can give you some coin for the trouble.
Oh, no,
One of the
no
guards
need.
dropped this key while I hid. I wager it'll come in handy for you. Please hurry.
Alright, the key is helpful, though.
Something on your mind?
Yeah, what's on my mind is you're right in my way. Quick save here, so I don't have to go through that whole conversation again.
Wow, this Nord must really love his wife. She must be a good cook.
Or good at other things. Okay. Be very careful for traps. Mead. I'll take some of that. Still sealed, so I'm not too worried about cleanliness there. Ah, there are some traps there.
Is someone there?
Oh, we got a mage. Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Good team.
We do, don't we? You might want to get out of the ice pile there. Okay. Ooh, an ancient text. Argonian blade. Very nice.
Hero instead of a dance.
Still no forgotten magic tomes. At least not as many as I would like. Ah, too many J-berries. Okay, here we go, here we go. If Khanarthi sends me a spirit rabbit to help fight this bandit boss, I'm gonna start to think that maybe Khanarthi doesn't like me anymore. And I'm losing rumble in my gamepad now, so that might mean that the batteries are gonna die on me any minute. Oops.
So what now?
That's why you don't stand in the doorway, Zora. Make sure I have some batteries ready to go just in case. Okay. The unmistakable clickety-clack of me dropping batteries on a desktop. Alright. Is that a salt pile? I'll take it.
Just a scratch.
And another suplex. Flaming suplex.
I think we'll be hearing the bards sing about this battle.
I love that effect. That's kind of cool. It's like he suplexed him so hard that the wind resistance created so much friction and heat that they burned on fire. Whoa! Okay, that guy came out of the shadows, swinging. Man, that would have hurt too. That's a wolf greatsword.
Something from that fight. Don't get hit.
What is it that leveled up here? I don't think it was loud enough to be a full level up. Missing a bandit here somewhere. So I think it was a Forgotten Magic level up. Probably the cleric spell I have hooked up to Okado's. Most likely. Let's take a look. Or paladin, not cleric. No. Okay, it was divine armor. And this was the final level of the spell too. So, let's see what we have here. Each 3 seconds, divine armor restores health equal to 5% of your armor rating. That sounds very powerful. Redemption, when you get hit, deals damage equal to 3% of your total health to the attacker. Damage is increased by 1% per level. Per spell level. Okay. So 5%, I suppose, here. Maybe. We'll see. Devout Deflection. Deflects 30% of melee damage taken back to the attacker. That, I think, will probably be more powerful than the Redemption one. We shall see. We shall see. So, we're doing our best not to get hit or take an unblocked attack because then we'll lose our critical hits. I think we're doing, what was it, like Rushing Tide or something like that in the light armor perk for Ordinator. That, coupled with War Dancer, gives us automatic critical hits with a huge damage boost when we enter combat, as long as we stay clean and don't get hit. So, trying to do our best to avoid getting hit, so I don't know how useful it will be to take perks based on getting hit, if that makes sense. Decreases all spells mana cost by 15%. That's sort of useful. Divine Armor is active, instantly teleports you toward the enemy target that is at a distance. Requires a shield or melee weapon equipped. Nope, never gonna use that. Divine Intervention, if your health drops below 10%, restores 100% of your health, consuming a dragon soul. But we're not dragonborn, so we're never gonna have a dragon soul. So it seems like the best option here is this this heal over time. It's really the only option I think that fits with this build. So I'll take it. Boom shakalaka. And after this dungeon here, we'll reevaluate what we have hooked up to Okado's recital and see if we can look up something else. Because I don't think we need any more heal over time. Honestly. Because I think we still have... Maybe we have Healing Touch. Maybe we don't. Don't remember. I have to look into it. Is there a way to see what you have hooked up to Okado's recital? I'll tell you what, next time we go into combat and everything, and Okado's triggers, I'll just look at the active effects. Hello, Calidran. Welcome. Good to see ya. Take the garlic, don't need the wine. Jagasta is a mead-type cat, not a wine cat. Yeah, I don't think that there is. clear Okados and reset your spells. Yeah, I just want to know what I have hooked up there now. So the only way I can think of doing it is...
I know it's kind of late to be bringing this up now, but do you really think we should save Fiola? Her husband didn't exactly seem sane.
Well...
It seems like it'd be trading one prison for another. Only this one's more of an asylum.
Yeah, I get you, but he's also a man who obviously loves his wife very much, and he's probably panicked because she's missing, right? I wouldn't expect him to act like that all the time. If he...
Snowback. Who are you and what are you doing in my town?
Wow, look at that armor. That's quite the medley she's got going on there. Oh, Caladran. Yeah, I'm doing well. Looking forward to the weekend. Spending some time playing Skyrim with y'all. And how are you, my friend? Let's see. Stand aside, woman. I am here to rescue Fiola.
Fiola? How do you know that name?
Her husband sent me. Krister, I believe his name is. Where is she?
Krister? He's here?
Wait, you know this Krister?
The fool's my husband. I'm Fiola. Or I was, once. Don't you see? I left that old scab.
Oh,
Came
for
on to
Krister's
Skyrim
sake.
And found this rabble of bandits. Didn't take much to prove myself and knock them into shape. Now every free blade from here to Windhelm wants to sign on for
I believe that is Troll's Bane, Hester. And then there's some, I think that's the Storm, oh, it's the set from Immersive Armors, the helmet that goes along with Ulfric's armor. Stormbringer armor or something? That's quite the story.
And it won't end here. I die before I...
Ah, getting some good sleep, that's good. That makes all the difference in the world for almost everything. Stormlord, that's correct. Yeah, just getting out and getting some exercise and some sun and some fresh air actually is will do wonders as well. I'm glad you're feeling better, Caladron. Okay, I do not want to send you back to your husband against your will, but what would you suggest that I tell Krister?
I don't know. I never expected the old bag to follow me so far. Just get rid of him. But don't kill him. I don't hate the man. I just want him to go back to his farm and forget about me.
Okay, so I would think that Jagasta would try to avoid bloodshed if at all possible, but in this case she is taking people prisoner. She's become a bandit leader. She is causing harm to the province and posing a danger to everybody. So I feel like he needs to try to stop her, right? So I'm going to take the more belligerent approach with this, but I think I'm just going to roleplay it that he is backing her into a corner that she can't get out of. This one appreciates the lack of satisfaction with your life and how it turned out, but this is not the way to go about changing it and finding excitement. You cannot cause harm to other people for your own enjoyment.
Better men have tried. Let's finish this.
Okay, very well.
All right, you've had enough.
Have I had enough? Alright, I don't want to just attack her out of the blue, so let's just do a full-on challenge to her here. Make sure we don't bug out.
Sure as blood.
Oh, yep. Okados now would be a good time to look. Thank you, Magus. Let's see here. Divine Armor, which is the one that just leveled up. That's good. So we know that. Healing Touch is still active, so we have double healing on there. We don't need both. And what else do we have? Overgrowth? I don't think it's Overgrowth. Stone Form is the other one. Okay, so we like the unarmed damage, stone form. We're gonna keep that. Although we really don't need it anymore with how much damage we're doing with our fists. Or with our fisting build, as Executorian would call it. Oh, that got me good. Healing Touch. So Healing Touch, Divine Armor, and Stone Form are the 3 that we have running. So I think that's the way. Yeah, for sure. So I think that's the way you have to look, Strudel, if you're trying to figure out what you have attached to Okotov's Recital at any point. I mean, depending on how much active effects you have going on with your perk setup and your different enchanted gear and stuff, I think this is the only way to do it. This is my happy place. Okay. Are you playing on PC? If so, you can use a console command to unlock the cage that he's in. You just click on the door that's locked and go into the console and type in unlock. And that will at least let you in. You can also use the TCL command, which is toggle collision. You can go right through. Yeah. In that case, I don't know. You might be running a quest mod or something that puts them in there? I don't know. I don't play on Xbox One, unfortunately, so I don't know what's really available on it. If there is a follower mod like AFT or something like that, you might be able to recruit him as a follower and then summon him, teleporting him to you. But that also might break any quests that he's attached to as well. So that's kind of a tough one. Could always disable Okados entirely, make it a bit harder, and run less scripts in the process. Yeah, I could. I still feel like things are going to get harder pretty soon. Once I get around level 40, I think that's gonna cause enemy level to jump up pretty significantly. Oh yeah, thank you, Magus. I feel like you know a lot better about Xbox mods than I do. Sounds like you have a mod in mind already. Okay, let's see. Did she have anything good on her? Krister's not going to be happy about this, is he? But, you know, she was really a lost cause. It feels like by nature she was kind of an evil person, even though she still had a soft spot for Krister.
But maybe Krister took his one true love and spilled her brains on the floor.
I know, poor Krister, but she was a lost cause, as we were saying. We got some enchanted stuff here. Heavy armor, sure, why not? We're never going to use that skill, but... Voltage, huh? Okay, let's head back down. Let's see, I seem to remember there was some kind of a ladder or something else to get out of here, but maybe I'm wrong. After a few thousand hours of playing this game, a lot of the forts tend to start looking the same. You know what would be nice for Xbox One is some kind of like lesser power or a book or something that you can activate that just gives you access to common console commands like TCL and unlock and kill and resurrect and things like that. And just moves them out to a dialogue. It'd be really helpful if something like that existed, and if not, maybe that's my claim to fame, huh? Unofficial patch, multiple rings, enhanced blood, Skyrim, all in one. Could be just that he just spawned in there. Could be the unofficial patch. I mean, I guess you could try the old trick of leaving the area, fast traveling away, waiting some time, or even restarting the game at that point and then fast traveling back in to force him to respawn and reload in the area. Could help out a little bit. That fixed plenty of issues for me when I first played this on PlayStation 3 back in the day. Okay, so we went right by Krister. We got to give him the bad news. There he is. Couldn't find him in the dark.
What news? Why isn't Viola with you?
Oh, I had to kill her. She was posing a danger to the rest of the province. I am sorry.
What? My Viola would never! You monster! I'll kill you for this! Never should have.
Oh boy. I bet Jagasta would feel absolutely awful about having to do all this. Kind of a heartbreaker, isn't it? Not needed. Oh, we missed our Azura window again, too. Damn. Thanks for the saber cat tooth there, Canarthy. Time is it? Okay, we gotta make sure that we hit the dusk one, because we missed the dawn one. Yeah, he did, but still just an unfortunate situation that Jagasta wishes hadn't had to play out that way. I think there is also a standing stone down here that we haven't gotten yet. That's the Atronach stone, isn't it? Let's go ahead and collect that while we're down here. It'd be a bit of a tough climb to get back up there, but oh well. Let's see if there is a way to keep our fur from getting soaked with sulfur water. Stinking like rotten eggs for the rest of the day. My wife and I, before the whole pandemic thing and stuff hit, we did take a vacation in Iceland. It was absolutely beautiful, and while we were there, we were able to spend some time in one of the natural hot springs there. And the water is bright blue, just like this. It's absolutely beautiful. And the warm water feels absolutely amazing, especially since we were in Iceland during the winter. It was super duper cold outside, but the warm water felt really, really nice. But it stunk. It stunk real bad. You could smell it from like probably 2 miles out, and it stayed on your skin for quite a while. But they do make you shower before and after you get in the hot springs, so I'm not taking the stones, but I do want to discover them because through Andromeda, you do get a bonus to your current standing stone abilities if you have discovered all the different standing stones. I'm trying to think now which ones I'm missing. I think I have most of them. Let's see, we have 3 from the Guardian Stones here. We have a 4th one from the Lady Stone. We have a 5th one from the Lover Stone. We didn't get the one over here. What is this, the Steed Stone or the Tower Stone? There's another one over here we need to get. There's also another one over here that we need to get. And there's the Serpent Stone way up here that we have yet to get as well. But I think that's all of them. I don't think I'm missing any more of them. We'll just have to keep our eye open. Oh, cool. So the old reload trick worked. Glad we got it fixed.
Some say Rumarin is a feminine name.
Yeah, I feel like there should be a way for an Xbox mod to surface the console commands somehow through a dialogue, through a message box or something. Seems like it should be doable, right? Hello, Simpa. Welcome, my friend. How are your adventures with V going? Oh, should I get some sulfur here? Think so. Yeah, I think we're all doing pretty good for the most part. Haven't heard any complaints. Caladran is sleeping better. So that's good news for everybody. I've been sleeping a little better too, I would say. Cyberpunk is keeping me up at night. But once I do get to sleep at night, I have been sleeping well. Yeah, I didn't get much time to play yesterday either. But I think I'm inching up on 60 hours of it overall now. I'm really quite addicted to the game, which is good. I haven't had a game like that for a while. Okay, so I think what we said next is we're going to go ahead and take care of both Stony Creek Cave for Anarchy, and maybe do Crag's Lane Cavern on the way back. And then we'll head back to Darkwater, let Anarchy know that the bandits are taken care of, and see if we can find out what's happening with this Durkethus fella. And I think we need our walking stick, so we have some travel to do. So now I think Jagasa's pretty bummed out about the way things turned out with Krister and Fiola. Krister in particular. Fiola seemed like a restless soul that had some built-up anger and malcontent deep within her. She seemed to have a soft spot for Krister a little bit, but that didn't stop her from being an awful person and becoming a bandit, taking people hostage, and, or not hostage, maybe hostage, but taking prisoner for sure. And Jagasta couldn't abide having that danger posed to innocent travelers of Skyrim. So, he had to deal with the threat of Fiola. Krister didn't take too kindly to that, so that poor innocent man who obviously just loved his wife so fiercely, to track her down like that, attacked us. And so we basically had to kill an innocent man. Which was terrible. So I think we just need to take that into account. Hello.
Need something?
Do you have anything for sale?
Need something?
No, I guess not. So we're just going to have to take into account his current headspace in making certain decisions on where to go next and things like that.
Take that, bastard!
Oh, couldn't get to that other wolf fast enough. Alright, let's get out of here before they change their minds on us, guys. Don't want to have to slaughter any more poor creatures. Actually, we're not going to spare the spider, just because they tend to be a little more sneaky and pose a serious threat to travelers, more so than the wolves do.
All over now. Good riddance, I say.
Didn't even know the room existed. I just heard he was walking from somewhere and it was coming from behind a wall, so I used the plate plus shout to kind of glitch my way into the wall. Just seeing there's this room with 2 cages and a table. Okay. Well, yeah, glad you got that fixed. Another wolf running away there. He has not attacked us, so we'll let him be. Whoa. That was an odd effect there. Just a graphical glitch, I suppose. Now, who is this fella? Sfaldrus? Yeah. He's just going to... He's doing his pilgrimage to the Shrine of Azura. We've been there already. I don't think we're going to follow him. Although I do think you can follow him all the way up to the Shrine of Azura, and he does pray to her, or whatever. Which is a nice little touch. I love those little world-building bits that Skyrim developers so caringly put into the game. I hope they don't lose touch of that with Starfield, which I guess they're taking more of a procedurally generated approach with that. Okay.
I think I might have heard my words.
Sorry, pups.
No, wait, it was that one.
Go up this way and then take a right toward those 2 caves that we want. I hope that there's an easy path to get there from here. I didn't see another path cut into the rock facing there. So we'll see where this takes us. Looks like we might be able to get up around the other side of that if there's not a clearing here. And it looks like there is, so we should be able to find what we're looking for just fine. Or not. We're back on the road now. So now we need to go to the left. Let's see if there's a way around this rock outcropping here. Ooh, and there's a sky shard over there too. Excellent. Excellent. I would like to do the Mages Guild questline with Jagasta at some point too. I think he would be interested in the differences between magica manipulation and the more spirit key or chi based magic that he wields. Okay, this looks like the path. We'll go do that. And it looks like I gained a perk point too, didn't I? No, I didn't. I thought I saw the message up there. I must have just been seeing things. It's funny how too much caffeine and not enough caffeine both make you see things. Or it makes me see things anyway. Maybe somebody slipped something extra into my energy drink here. I don't know. Okay, that looks like an Imperial encampment up there. And I think this is Stony Creek Cave right here. Excellent. I had to look at the map a few times, but we didn't have to use the compass at all, so that's nice. I'm glad we were able to do that.
What will we find? Trouble or treasure? Or both?
Slack's Magical Mora Tapanella. Yes, indeed. That guy gets more mileage out of mundane alchemical ingredients than anybody else I've seen. It's funny. I love his impression of the impatient gamer that tunes in to see this awesome build, this awesome warrior build, and has to spend the first 5 hours of the series watching watching him build potions out of mundane ingredients. Okay. Let's go easy on the fire here, guys, okay? I hope Hissing Dragon does not... I'm going to do a quick save. I hope Hissing Dragon doesn't ignite these gases that we have in here. We shall see. Did a quick save just in case.
You picked a bad time to look.
So far, so good. Looks like the fire is only affecting enemies and not the environment. This is really dark.
Bandit lairs are so conspicuous, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
No wonder Skyrim has so many well-fed trolls.
Yeah.
At least I like to think.
Ooh, a treasure map. Illusion. Looks like we might already have that one. We do indeed. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have taken that, but whatever. Was that a synergy skill point there? It must have been. One thing I need is the thing added by Wintersun Faiths. The strange artifact that, like the crow artifact or whatever, that keeps you from losing
Something about this cave that I don't
favor with a Daedric prince. Haven't been able to find one since I took on Azura. Ooh. Oh, how did they sneak up on me? Oh, the bandit must have been patrolling back and forth and just passed us up there. Okay. Now where's the archer coming from? Did they also patrol past? Oh, I guess Hissing Dragon does ignite the methane or whatever is in here. Oops. Well, good thing I didn't die, at least.
Bandits always complain about legitimate children.
Yeah, that automatic heal over time combo between Healing Touch and now Divine Armor is really powerful. As soon as we take a hit at the beginning of combat, we pretty much get all our health back right away, which is very strong. I don't know if we need both, honestly. But we might have some more Forgotten Magic spells that we can hook up to Okado's Recital to help level those instead, I think. The Raven item, yeah. It's just like the rest of Forgotten Magic. It only shows up when I'm not looking for it. Just you, huh? Moonstone ore. Okay, don't really need it. Yeah, I don't need either of those either. Madanach. Oh, really? You know, speaking of the king in rags, I've been thinking of a character concept that wears nothing but rags and like maybe like a ratty cloak or something like that. Carries a katana. Completely unarmored. Melee sword fighter. Kind of like Alucel, I guess, but more of a pariah-based character concept. Maybe somebody who worships Periite or something like that. I know that Malakath is the sort of patron saint of the pariah, but I think I want to go with a Malakath route with something like that. More of a hobo martial artist type, I think. Hobo Samurai. Be an awesome name for an indie band. Yeah, actually, I have seen FMR stuff in. It's very rare. It is working. I've gotten rings and stuff like that. In fact, I'm wearing one right now, the Ring of Furious Flames. I've had it equipped. I did actually find this and this one also on enemy corpses, so I know that it is actually working. Fans are kicking into overdrive on my PC right now. Usually it doesn't get that hot. I think it's just because the room itself is getting hot with the heat on and lack of airflow. But yeah, Skyrim shouldn't be causing my GPU or CPU, for that matter, to get too hot. I should have let that wolf go. Got to get back into the Jagasta headspace. Role Players Guild. Okay, Crag's Lane Cavern is to the left here, so we'll go up this way. Yeah. They just aren't giving you the ones you want, need, yeah? Yeah, exactly. I want... Phoenix Strike is the big one that I think would be really cool for this character. But... haven't found it yet. Oh, this is the one with the pit wolves, isn't it? These wolves are going to be harder to untrain, I think. Oh, sorry, Zora.
Need something?
Wow, that really took a chunk out of Zora, didn't it? I wanted to get a butterfly kick in there. Oh, really? Oh, he's a tough one. Or I was just missing that whole time. I think I was just missing. side effect of the odd camera angle that I'm running here. Sometimes at certain distances, it just doesn't line up with the hurt boxes of your attacks, unfortunately. I like running this camera angle for more reaction-based melee builds because it puts you a little closer to the animation. So it helps you react a little better. It gives you a little better view of the animation so that you can get a little bit better. Yeah, see, that leader of the pack one I think is a leveled list item for the druid school. So I am getting items here, it's just I'm not getting the right ones. Let's have our hypnotize spell ready here, just in case we run into some more hostile wolves. Yeah, it still doesn't seem like any of those should have caused a change to the AI for Neloth, though, or added an area that he gets stuck in. I think it's just a plain old Skyrim bug, based on that mod list. One of those things that just happens. Okay, so Jagasta can't stand to see. I mean, without the bandits here feeding them and stuff, these wolves are just going to be left to rot and starve to death in these cages, which is a pretty gruesome fate. So we're going to unlock these, and then we're going to try to calm them and get the hell out of here. Oh, I'm out of magicka. That other one cut me off. Oh well. It's a shame. There was any other way around it. We did our best. Aside from reloading a save and trying to save all these poor creatures' lives. Just do a double check for any forgotten magic tomes and get the hell out of here. Oh, it's too bright. My eyes. Okay. Okay. So I want to get back to Anarchy and tell her that this bandit is dead, and I still want to head back down to Largashbur to put a pin in, or take the pin out of the Malakath quest, finish that up, get that off of the checklist. Back up this way, I think. Let's get our walking stick back out there. Oh yeah, I was going to readdress the Okado's recital situation. Let's take a look. Oh, we got more wolves out here. Yeah, let's see if we can calm him too. Oh, I missed.
That's it.
Couldn't spare the wolves.
battle.
It's a shame.
Or maybe the next inn.
Staves of Necromancy might be one of those candidates. If it adds an edit to where you can find those staves, and Neloth happens to have one of them, that might be causing your issue. That's the only one that I've seen out of the list that you've given so far that would cause me any suspicion anyway. But I'm not familiar with that mod, so I don't know if it actually adds any new items to that area or not. Yeah, Skyland's not the culprit for sure. Staves of Necromancy sounds like it's something that adds unique staves into the game, and if it statically places like new, like it could be, they could add. Well, no, because those cages with the Black Book and the Enchanter, those are locked in the vanilla game, right? So that's not an area that's added in by a mod. So that's probably not causing the issue. Neloth is actually a vendor in the vanilla game too, I believe. So that probably shouldn't change anything in terms of his AI. Yeah, I don't know. It just kind of feels like a vanilla bug to me. Right, exactly. It's quest locked. You have to do all his favors and stuff until he unlocks that room and the ability to... Oh, I'm going right back to Mistwatch, aren't I? That's not what I wanted. Where is Anarchy now? She's very close. Is there a mine or something down here? Oh, this is just the dark water mine. Okay. I got turned around in my head a little bit. Skyrim being perfectly reasonable. Yes, as it does. Just NPC pathing being janky. If they are trying to sandbox with a certain item that's behind even a locked door, sometimes they'll just phase right through it and get to where they want to go.
That was black. What's your trouble? That Argonian telling tales again?
Which Argonian?
Not much to it, really. We fish and keep to ourselves.
We get out of sync with my E&B on that one.
Or the storm cloaks, and so far the war's left us alone.
Okay.
All right then.
Thought she was going to tell me more about Dirkethus.
There's a...
Oh, jeez, no.
If you're heading to Kynes Grove, stick to the road. Some pretty dangerous caves between here and there.
Yeah, Stony Creek has been cleared of bandits.
You reminded me of myself a few years ago.
When a
show you a little bit about wearing light armor.
Oh, nice.
Helped me out whenever I was scouting. Now I've got the
Is she an actual light armor trainer?
If
I think she
you're
is,
in
right?
town, I wouldn't mind coming with for a while.
Maybe not. I think you need to stay here with your husband. You're gonna worry him sick. And this is one of these things that I'm talking about. Jagasta is going to be in a dark place a little bit about... He's going to be a little sensitive anyway. About, the whole Krister situation and having to put him down. I think he's going to be a little more sensitive to her husband's position here after having to put Krister down. It's kind of the same situation.
We keep hearing that the war could come through here.
Overly adventurous, restless wife, trying to find trouble. Okay, Zora, come on. There we go.
Saunders takes... Dorkeethus used to take me diving way down deep in the river. Mom says the
Who
Empire...
gives you the Dorkeethus
I try
quest?
to think of it as coaxing the ore from the rock. This mine is only a few years old, but I've been digging up ore for over a century. We're getting to the point where the tunnels are getting deep into the rock.
Because I feel like we can do the Dorkeethus stuff on the way to, way back to Largashbur.
We need some medicines to combat the ore dust. I was about to send a message to Windhelm for aid.
Sure, I'll deliver that for you.
Take it to Quintus in the White Farm.
Oh, this one is familiar with Quintus. He is a good man.
I'm lucky enough that none of my friends have been killed. Of course, we have soldiers coming through all the time. Those falls, dangerous place. Dorkeethus thought he could find some good fish in the pools. Haven't heard from him in a long while.
Here we go. Alright, we'll see if we can find this Dorkeethus fella. We're gonna need that night eye to find our way out of here, I think. Here we go. Too bright. Okay. 4:20 p.m. Oh, you know what that means. 4:20. I'm not running that mod. I'm not even sure Jagasta would really partake anyway. I think at this point I want to make sure I don't miss the Azora window for meditation here. So I think what we're going to do is wait for that. And then if it's still... I'm kind of torn between spending the night in camp here and then going after Dorkeethus in the morning, or if we're going to feel a sense of urgency to go save Dorkeethus now. I think that's what we'll do. Even if it gets a little late, we'll go find Dorkeethus up here in the Falmer ruins around, well, not Falmer ruins, but the Falmer lair anyway, around these pools. And then we'll make our way to Iverstead, which is strange that we haven't found yet in this playthrough. And then we'll spend the night in Iverstead, and then in the morning we'll head to Largashbur. I think is a good
Never thought I'd see a dragon in my lifetime.
sequence
All
of
that's left
events.
now is a dancing bear and a humble jarl, and my life will be complete.
Yeah, I think the dancing bear might be more likely than the humble jarl. Okay, let's see here. Is it 5 or 6 o'clock that we have to, that our window is? We'll wait 1 hour at a time here. Meditate. Zora. So we have to wait 1 more hour, I think.
I hope you're aware there's a clause in my adventurer contract that says I should
132.
1 meal a day plus dessert.
So we can spend 10% of, that's one of the things for being a devotee of Azura. We can spend 10% of our favor to activate a person below 39% of health to paralyze them. So we have to remember that. I would like to play around with that a little bit. And the 2-hour wait time, that might have been enough to put us over the edge here. Let's... No, I think the Drakeethus thing might be a bit of a... might be a bit of
thinks that we should go there.
a priority at this
I
point.
don't want to hear another word about what you're learning from the Argonian. It's high time you learn to be a Nord, too.
But Mama...
He's a half-decent farmer. Ask him to teach you to farm.
What's wrong with swimming? Does being a Nord preclude you from being a swimmer as well? I don't know. Yeah, so it might be a late night for Jagasta here, but sounds like many people were fond of this Drakeethus fella. Sounds like an Argonian name. Wow, that didn't show up on the map for some reason there, did it? I feel like there used to be a map marker for him. Interesting. Okay, well, we're gonna have to keep the HUD up because I don't remember off the top of my head exactly where these caverns were. Or is it more of a Radiant quest? I don't think it was Radiant. I thought that he was always in one spot here. Okay, well, fine. We'll keep our HUD eyes open here. But I gotta take care of something real quick. I will be back in a minute or two. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Just had to use the restroom and grab a protein bar. So let's go find this Argonian, eh?
Yeah?
Adventures added by Immersive World Encounters, I believe. Please excuse me for chewing in your ear. Oh, hey, Joe. Joe with the lurky one-liner here. You definitely would be an Argonian. And I would be a Carngonian. Very dark at dusk in this game, with my current EMB setup, and weather and lighting mods and everything. Makes it difficult to stay on a path sometimes, and start getting flashbacks of American Werewolf in London. When they wandered off the path, in the moors, like they should not have. Here we go. This should be the place. Trying to tear into this protein bar package. So I don't know if anybody else eats the Quest protein bars, but they're pretty tasty. And they're very low carb. Kirkland or Costco has their own brand, and they're equally as tasty, but their packaging is really hard to get into. Fus Joda. Oh.
Watch it!
Did I hit you, Zora? I'm sorry. I ignited the Falmer like I was hitting him. Or her. I don't know how you would tell with a Falmer. Well, I know exactly how you would tell, but I don't know how you could tell in-game.
We should be cautious in case there are others.
You think there are otters in here? I guess there could be. But I don't think the otters would be too much of a danger. They're kind of like cute little sea dogs. That must be CACO adding Crimson Nirnroot to leveled lists. See, I think we came from that area. Don't really feel like swimming at the moment, so let's go around this way. I was just gonna say, I heard some Charis here. Charis. I have no idea how to pronounce that word. Not the Reaper kinds, though, so I think we're good. Not too dangerous. Oh, that looks dangerous, though. Let's get our ward ready. See if we can absorb some magic from this guy.
Hey, watch it! You are stronger with each fight. Hard to say like to think so.
There was a chest over here. Did I check it or not? Feeling a little discombobulated. I did not. Okay. It's the otter things? Yeah, for sure. The quest bar is the place that you go to pick up subpar women and get quests from them at the same time. That's what the quest bar is, Joe. Dad joke groan. Okay. Oh, there's an enchanting table. We'll make some use of that. See if there's anything we can disenchant. Oh! Oh, the Falmer are far less enchanting than the table.
Looks like that's the last of them.
That's for sure.
We really make for a deadly.
Hey, Wind. Did you get to sleep in today?
I'm right here. Something on your mind?
Yeah. What is on my mind is that you're
right
hogging
here.
the enchanting table. Get out of there. Oh, sorry. I'm just crunching in your ear here. Just asking if you were able to sleep in. I slept in a little bit. It was nice. Needed it. Spell Twine might be useful. We'll see. Fiddle with that a little bit once we, maybe once we get to the inn in Iverstead. We'll redo our Okado's recital. Take a look at Spell Twine. See how we can make Jagasta even more OP than he already is. Ah, yeah. Sleep schedule is just off, so it's not really technically sleeping in, huh? Yeah, believe me, I've struggled with my share of insomnia. Sorry, my mouth is full. Yeah, lack of sleep can really affect a lot of things. Cause a drain on a lot of things in your life. It's a real bummer. Oh. How am I gonna get up there? Still getting peppered. You guys are both focusing on the wrong guy there. Where is that coming from? Oh, here he is. I gotcha. Okay. Turned into a furry little pincushion there. Okay, let's see here. make our way to Dirkethis here, trying to save that poor Orgonian fella. This is a dead end. Oh, jeez. Focus on me, creeper.
Victory
There
is
we go.
ours. I've always wanted to say that.
Okay. Where to now? Where to now? Maybe I can get up that way. We are in Darkwater Passage, Wind, looking for Dirkethis, who is the adventurous Argonian from Darkwater. Oh. Shows the brain actually shrinks slightly during sleep, which allows spinal fluid to wash over it and clean it. Ooh. Well, we all knew that the Wind had a dirty mind, but now there's actual scientific evidence of that. Oh man, sometimes I impress even myself. That was a good one. Come on. You gotta give it up for that. Yeah. Let's see. How do we get to Dirkethis now? I don't know. You first. Go do it. Oh no! I was trying to nudge him over. Please survive. Damn it. That's what I get. Instant karma. Oh man, I have not saved in a while either, it looks like. Wow. Okay. We'll do this all over again, I suppose.
This.
That takes care of that.
That's the last of them. You really make for a dead
Paying too much attention. Trying to make amazingly good jokes that forgot about the game I was playing here. Ow. I was just a little faster this time, Joe. I'm sure you would have come up with it at some point there. Oh, I'm getting poisoned. Oh boy. This is an ambush.
hurt my finger. Not from that fight.
In case there are
It's
others.
early from pulling a hanger.
But I think Punch Cat / Yeet Cat is ambush proof. Okay, there's our Keithus fella. Doesn't seem to be any kind of switch or anything to open this grate up and get down there with him, but then I think we would both be trapped in that cage. Other than the fact that I do have lockpicks. Well, at least he's entertaining himself down there, I suppose. Missed the boat on that one.
What's next? Please say something.
Got a little janky there, but that's okay. Lots of quick saves, lots of quick saves. Zora, you are our tank. You need to be down here swinging that greatsword around at these guys. Okay, just about back where we were. We do have the mage up there that we can be the ward for our archers here. Or not. Let's take care of them ourselves, I guess. Slackers. Alright. Oh, there's a forgotten magic tome, but it's Wolfpack. I don't think I want Wolfpack. Alright, that could have been terrible. Okay. That just leads right back out to Skyrim. Alright, maybe now I will do a quick save. And maybe this drop gets us closer to where Dirkethis is. And no, I'm still dying. Okay. Now I have a quick save anyway. I thought it was deeper in certain areas. I suppose not. Take a look at the cave map here. I feel like I get lost in this place every time I play it. Nope. Okay, so you're gonna watch a suicidal kitty try to find the soft spot for a little bit here. Right here. Nope. Alright, I give up. It is true that Khajiit always land on their feet, but they're not immune to gravity, it turns out. Okay. Trying to swim up a waterfall now, I guess? It's an interesting look. Did I miss a passage over here somewhere? Don't think so. Sorry, dear Keithus, we are coming. I just, it's gonna take a little while. Help is on the way. What kind of quality of help it is at this point, I can't be certain. Sorry, we are not more competent rescuers. Hey, you. Tell me how to get down there. I see you looking up at me. I would like to save you, but I don't know how to find that. That grate. Aha. Okay, we're good. Found it. I feel like there's probably a key up there on one of those Falmer, and I just missed it.
Tidings.
Hello. Ooh, glitchy.
Dirkethus from Darkwater Crossing. Should have known better than to swim all the way to the falls. Please, get me out of here.
Sure, the way should be clear now, but I'll get you out of the cave, and I'm heading back to Darkwater anyway. I'm sure there'll be people there who are happy to see that you're safe and sound. So let's get you out of here, friend. Now, if I can just find my way back to the entrance there. Oh yeah, we were going to Iverstead though. I wonder, he can probably find his way back to Darkwater, I'm guessing. Oh yeah, a lot of deaths there. Glad Loki's not here to count all those needless deaths. Get Dirkethus out of the cave. He is out of the cave now. Hey bud. Where you going?
Ours is to smile at your passing, friend.
Sure, you're getting a little janky there.
Until next time.
I trust you can find your way back to Darkwater? Or are you following us? Because if you're following us, we're going to end up in Iverstead. You're welcome to join if you want. You'll be fine. Oh, wow. Cool trick. Do we have a prestige situation going on here? Make sure I'm going the right way. Looks like I am not. Iverstead. We need to head south, I believe. See if I can find that trail that went cold. Here we go. It's just covered by foliage. I think we're on the right trail now. That's not the one I was going for. Here we go. Yeah, and then we have the troll den right over here. I know where we're at. Oh no, this is the ravine with the tree, maybe? Yeah, that's where this is. Not the troll den yet. We're not as close to Iverstead as I thought. I wonder if we're going to encounter the Wisp Mother in that ruined cottage area. Well, we are where I thought we were. Okay. Yeah, see, I'm still not high enough level to be getting frost trolls instead of regular trolls, so it does seem that Jagasta is really overpowered right now, and he kind of is, but I think once we hit a certain level threshold that we're going to start getting tougher enemies, and he's going to have a harder time. So I'm kind of hesitant to crank up any kind of difficulty settings in Wildcat or anything like that for right now. We'll save it for when we get a better idea of how things are gonna go against tougher enemies. Believe that there is a heavy armor skill book here. It looks like we've already read that one though. Okay. Iverstead is close. Hold on, just gotta answer a text message here real quick.
On your way up the 7,000 steps again, Clivet?
Not today. I'm just not ready to make the climb to High Hrothgar. The path isn't safe.
Aren't the Greybeards expecting some supplies?
Honestly, I'm not certain. I've yet to be allowed into the monastery. Perhaps one day.
Monastery, you say?
I wish passing through on your way to High Hrothgar. About to make a delivery up there myself.
Okay, what can you tell me about this High Hrothgar?
I've been to the monastery many times, but I've never even laid eyes on one of the Greybeards. Not that I'd care to. Being
He's got some weird clipping going on with his beard there.
By uttering a single word. Well,
I don't know if I've seen that happen before.
They seem peaceful, but I wouldn't want to provoke them.
And what kind of things do you deliver?
Mostly food supplies like dried fish and salted meats. You know, things that keep fresh for a long time. The Greybeards tend not to get out much, if you catch my meaning.
And in return?
Well, it's kind of an understanding between us. I mean, it just wouldn't feel right to charge them for a bit of preserved food. Trouble is, my legs aren't what they used to be, and climbing the 7,000 steps takes its toll.
Sure, I could do that for you.
Really? Well, that would be kind of you. Here, take this bag of supplies. At the top of the steps, you'll see the offering chest. Just leave the bag inside, and you're done.
Okay. Anything to watch out for during the climb?
Well, there's the occasional wolf pack or stray, but that's all I've ever had to deal with. Shouldn't be a problem for the likes of you. Other than that, watch your footing. In these wintry conditions, the stairs can be treacherous. Be careful up there.
Will do. Hope you don't mind if I take it up there tomorrow, right? Okay, okay. We'll study up on some of these enchanted items that we found. Make sure that we get up in time to meditate to Azura at like 5 a.m. I suppose. I don't know if we're going to go up there right away. Maybe we will, if the Greybeards are hungry. We won't be able to go into High Hrothgar and speak with the Greybeards, but, you know, we can make the journey up there. Also, speaking of Azura, I know that there's going to be a frost troll, or just a troll on the way up. Maybe we can appease Azura a little bit by capturing that soul from that troll up there. And maybe we can get a frost troll if we level up now, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's see, we haven't had any issue with stamina. Health is still a little bit low. Can't take many hits, but with the health regen that we have going on through Okado's recital, it does mitigate the low health pool quite a bit. But I think I want to rework Okado's recital as well. Oh yeah, Magus with the soul traps, of course. We've also been doing a little more Magicka lately, and it really helps maintain the wards after that first one. I am running the Vigilant perk that allows you to maintain your ward without using any Magicka, but only the first ward after you enter combat. So having a little bit more of a Magicka pool would help with dragons and stuff like that. So to me, it's between health and Magicka here. I'm going to do health just because I think with Okado's recital, how I'm going to reconfigure things, I might need a little bit better health pool, I'm thinking. And we do have a perk to use. Ooh, alteration's all the way up at 100. What can we take with alteration here? Attributes. More health, more Magicka, or more stamina. Interesting. We can increase that by 50 points. I want to wait on that. I want to see how things fall when I reconfigure Okado's recital here. Now that we're not getting the massive health regen that we're used to, maybe I'll need a health boost here. But let's see what else we have handy here that we can take. We do have a level 90 block now, which should unlock some things here. Completing a timing streak grants 10% extra attack damage for 90 seconds. Timing streaks are awesome. They feel really great when you do hit a timing streak. But with the way this build is turning out with its with Jagasta's attack power, gotta go do storage and pull the last thing we have. Okay, cool. Good luck with that, Joe. And see you around. Yeah, so timing streaks are one of my favorite things to land in this game, but with the attack power that Jagasta has, we're not really getting the opportunity. Enemies aren't staying alive long enough to get that timing streak. But I think it's maybe something we should focus more on, because we do have this Break Their Teeth perk, which violently disarms the last attacker after that third timed block. So let's mess around with that a little bit. Block runner, I haven't really had any issues because I tend not to hold my block. I tend to go for the timed block, more like a parry archetype with this. I don't tend to hold my block up all that much. So movement speed while blocking hasn't been an issue. What does that unlock though? Allies within 10 feet gain. This could be useful. Honestly, I'm thinking about dropping some of my allies, though. Jagasta has been so powerful lately that he can take most anything on his own. I think what I'm going to do is try to figure out if I can take on Zora's quest. In my game, it's really difficult because all of those flame atronachs will actually shoot fire bolts at you the entire time. And they tend to do a lot of damage really quickly. So... don't know if I'm actually strong enough to do that yet. Maybe. We shall see. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to be going with allies for that much longer with the way Jagasta's turning out. So maybe not spend a point there where we maybe don't need it. Power bashing with a weapon, interrupting with power bash with your shield. Okay, so none of those are going to help either. The other thing I have is for arrows here. Deflect arrows while blocking with a shield or weapon. I think this counts as a shield for me. Arrows that hit the shield do no damage. Take 25% less attack damage from any direction when blocking in combat. That's useful, but with our dodge yeetiness, we tend not to get surrounded too much by enemies. Getting closer to 100 in light armor here. Keen senses we don't need because we wear the hood, which counts as a helmet. While sprinting in light armor, you cannot be staggered and take 50% less damage from power attacks. Which I think while you're dodging, you're still technically sprinting, so that might help bolster our dodge a little bit better. And 10% less attack damage from enemies with full health would be useful against archers and stuff like that. One-hand dual flurry effect affects unarmed attack speed too. Not like he needs it with the power output. Yeah. Geez, that would be a really high DPS, wouldn't it? If he can attack faster. Something to keep in mind. I'll have to look into that too. Thanks for the suggestion on that. Jumping combat cause all incoming attacks exposed to miss for 1 second. Sprinting in light armor, you take 50% less damage from attacks. And then the ultimate 100 level perk here. You gain 20% movement speed if you're not blocking during an enemy's power attack. If the power attack misses, the effect lasts until the combat ends or until you get struck by a power attack. 20% movement speed ends up being a 40% damage buff as well. So if I can dodge power attacks, that's another 40% on top of the damage boosts that I'm already getting. And that comes from this one. So if your movement speed is increased, they do unarmed power attacks do 2% damage per 1% movement speed. So that's another 40% damage on power attacks only. But I have not had any problems landing power attacks because I've been canceling out of the regular attack into the power attack, and that seems to work pretty well. What about this one though? I missed. Your critical strikes deal 75% more critical damage for 10 seconds after entering combat. That only lasts for 10 seconds though, but 10 seconds is actually a long time in combat. Especially with this damage output. That's interesting too. So far it's between that one and the alter attributes in the alteration tree. Pickpocket we also need to start focusing on soon here. Really need to get to Trickster and I think Trickster is really the big one that we want to disarm enemies. Alchemy as well. Conjuration we haven't actually used that much of. We can summon familiars and stuff like that, but the Ritual Stone pretty much takes care of our need of that. Destruction we've been using more of. Fire spells reduce the fire resistance of their targets by 20% for 5 seconds. This is really good, especially against dragons. If I can pepper a flame dragon with that fire blast, rapid fire, that would give me some actual ranged, that would provide an actual ranged threat for dragons, especially if I can keep that ward up the whole time. That's another really good one. I'm actually leaning on this one more so than anything else for that very reason. Restoration we've been fine with. Alright. So let's take a look at Okado's recital now here too.
Kids get free food and water delivered to them? Well, if you call salted meats food.
Oh, we got another barefoot warrior over here. Ah, maybe get some shoes next time. I think you stubbed your toe on that guy's head. That's what happened.
My arm's length, not yours.
Okay, Okado's recital. Let's see what we got. I don't need both Healing Touch and Divine Armor. I think Divine Armor fits the character a little better. Let's see what the difference is between those. The thing with Healing Touch is it does give me a Cure Disease effect whenever it procs, which is every time I enter battle, so it's been nice not to have to worry about diseases all. But I also have Healing Touch hooked up as my default healing spell. So all I have to do is heal myself with that, and it wipes out any disease that I might get. So I'm not really too concerned about that. Let's see, what do we got here? What does the base level spell do anyway, though? I think that's an alteration spell, isn't it? Divine Armor, yes. Imbues the caster with Divine Energy, reducing incoming spell damage by 15%. Spell damage, it doesn't say magic damage. I wonder if this includes Dragon Breath. I would imagine it does, because I think technically Dragon's Breath damage is spell damage. It is a spell. So that's also good. What else do we have here? What other perks do I get from this? Beacon of Light. This is the healing over time, so each 3 seconds, Divine Armor restores health up to equal to 5% of your armor rating. So that's pretty good. I can do the math on that in a second, but I want to see the rest of these perks here. Divine Vengeance for 10 seconds after you block an attack increases your physical damage by 15%. That's also awesome. Breton can also absorb breath default. Nice. Okay. Combat Perception gives a chance to dodge an enemy's melee attack. Also nice for a monk. Increases armor rating by 25%. That also helps with the Beacon of Light there too. And Last Hope. If your health drops below 20%, restores 120 to 160. Yeah. I think this is going to be the way I'm going to go over Healing Touch, but let's just see what Healing Touch gives me that Divine Armor does not at this point. Bloom. Just makes it more powerful. On each tick, Healing Touch restores stamina. Okay, so we're going to get... we're going to miss out on some stamina restoration there, but our stamina pools are pretty good. If we miss it, we can always put it back in, I suppose. Cleansing Touch, this is the one that removes the poison and disease effects. Overgrowth. Applies Overgrowth effect that stacks on each tick while you're at full health. Whenever you get hit, Overgrowth heals you 20 to 30 health. Okay, so that's also really helpful. Oak flesh increases your armor rating by 500 for 10 seconds when your health drops below 30%. So, still pretty powerful. I'm going to see how we do without it. I can always just cast it manually if I need to, I suppose. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to keep Stone Form or whatever that buff spell was for unarmed combat. I'm going to keep Divine Armor, and then I think I'm going to sub in Divine Light for Healing Touch. Yeah, and this looks like it's going to provide even more of what Healing Touch is not going to now that we remove it. Okay, so let's do that. So, Okado's Recital. Put that in the right hand. Empty left hand.
I think I saw it. That ghost. It was over by the barrows.
And we are wiped like a baby's bum.
I told you to keep.
Stone Form. Not that we need a boost to unarmed damage, but 15 points of damage per swipe there is pretty good.
I won't go over there ever again.
See that you don't. I promised to keep you safe, and I'm not going to break my word.
What else? Divine Armor you said we were going to keep?
Is it absolutely necessary for you to bother me right now?
Pardon me, my lord. Would you care to hear me play my lute? If you fancy a bit of music, let me know.
Sure. What do you play?
I play the lute. If you'd like to hear something, it only costs 5 gold.
Sounds reasonable.
Thank you, my lord.
Alright, and then Divine Light is...
Yeah.
Restoration. There we go. Let's see how that plays out. I think it'll be pretty strong, especially once we get Divine Light leveled up as well. Also, now that we don't need Divine Armor in our quick access menu. Clairvoyance we haven't really used either. Let's get that out of there. We haven't used much of Burning Touch either. Those two we can keep. Now that we have Divine Light on Okado's, we don't need to have that in the quick menu. Everything else I think is good. Okay, so just a couple more administrative type things here. We're gonna... What time is it here? 9:07. Let's study some enchanted stuff. Maybe we can break some of it down. Didn't waste any time on that. I tend to alternate between primary and secondary attributes when I'm doing my studying. Just to get like a full coverage on anything that I can glean from this item. Usually the primary effects come from the material that the enchanted item is. So if you're doing like enchanted sword handles and things like that, you're going to get things like metal spells and other things regarding around the physical material of what you're working on. Secondary effects can be a more wide range of things that you can get from that. And that has to do with like enchantment properties and different spells and stuff like that. Different spell schools. Not really getting anything out of this, which is fine. It's helping me clear out.
here, my thing. I hope you don't
encumbrance
mind if
space,
I order
but
something.
not really learning anything from any of this.
Can I help you?
Huh?
How about
And I think this actually tends to scale with enchanting skill. So the higher enchanting skill you have, the more likely you are to learn lots more information from enchanted
I get hungry when
artifacts like this. Like this, yeah. Extraordinary amount on adept spells involving weapons. So sometimes it'll be like metal, sometimes it'll be weapons. Okay, and
Let's see that up.
now we're hungry. Go with the tomato soup this time. Maybe some goat jerky. Some bread. And then we'll have a sweet one for dessert. And some mead. And some water. Gotta remember to get a refill on water on our way out this time.
If I were you, I'd keep away from the barrow on the east side of town. It's haunted.
It's haunted. What's the word around town? You got any problems with bandits or anything that I can help with?
Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter.
Back is aching today. Tell me more about this barrow.
There ain't much more to tell. They're haunted, and you should stay away. Look, I've seen one of the spirits with my very own eyes. When it glared at me, I swear it burned right through my soul.
And do these spirits haunt your town as well?
Fortunately, they seem to be sticking to the barrow. I think they're guarding it. Certainly isn't helping my business any. Who'd want to rent a room anywhere near a haunted barrow?
I think I could investigate that for you.
If you think there's anything you can do, be my guest. Keep your eyes open in the barrow. That's how they get you. We don't get many visitors through here. Sure thing. It's yours. Yes? I understand.
Okay. So the plan is we're going to get some rest. Let's see how mentally exhausted are we from that studying. Yeesh. A lot. We'll just do the 8 hours of sleep here. We might need more to clear our head. Five more hours. Oh, I forgot the, shoot. Reload. Forgot that I need to meditate to Azura in the morning, so we're gonna sleep up to 5 a.m. Okay, so this is at, basically 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 hours of sleep. We'll get up, we'll pray to Azura. And then maybe we'll sleep in a little bit longer to get our mental exhaustion back. So the way the mental exhaustion works is this is added by spell research. And as you study these enchanted items and gain knowledge on the different effects, you become mentally exhausted. And what that does is it reduces your magical pool by, however many points, depending on the intensity of the studying that you are doing. Now, for resting, to get rid of this mental exhaustion effect, you have to rest an hour per 10 points. I think, actually, once you get higher level, that scales a little bit higher. So obviously, this was at 200 points before. We slept for 6 hours, and now it's down to 90 points. So the math on that's a little more tricky, but obviously we didn't have to rest 20 hours with where Jagasta is right now. So 6 hours of sleep got us through 110. Did about 11 hours work on the mental exhaustion there. We're in a peaceful place next to the water. Yeah, that didn't increase too much there. Okay, let's get a little bit more rest. We'll make sure to get our water on the way out, and then we'll head up.
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you,
Head up to High Hrothgar. I think before we do that, though, maybe we'll check out the barrow.
We don't get many visitors through here, unless they're headed up.
Hello, William. How are you doing today, my friend? Sleep in for another 3 hours and see where that takes us. That should clear it up, I think.
High Hrothgar. Of course.
Oh, wow, it needs another 4 points? Thinks I need another 4 hours, huh? Let's do another 2. Keep hitting the snooze button. What for breakfast? We'll do something sugary. Boiled cream treat there. Maybe some cheese. There we go. Kind of like a cheese pastry, almost. I like it. Some water. Make sure to refill the water. And we'll see how much more mental exhaustion we have to sleep through here.
If you don't mind, I want to see what this inn has on tap.
About a year or two ago, some fella named Windelius came through.
A bit of a headache, huh?
Kind of a treasure
Oh, I'm glad it's better now.
I warned him not to go in there, just like I warned you. The very next night, we heard screams from the barrel, and that was it. We never saw him again.
Interesting.
If you're headed up to the monastery, what? Your step. It's a long way down. Welcome. Know if you want anything. Think I got a...
Still mentally exhausted, huh? Wow, that didn't help at all.
clean mug around here somewhere.
Maybe the script just hasn't.
Mead if you have it. Just so long as it
Great.
isn't the
Oh well.
drier kind.
We're burning daylight here.
Let's
get down in that barrow. Hopefully we don't need that extra 40 Magicka pool.
I'm right here.
Maybe killing some Draugr, or re-killing some Draugr, will help clear our head here too.
Leave this place.
Oh, I'll be damned, there is a ghost.
Leave.
At the risk of sounding a bit whiny, my feet are tired. I know we're in a dangerous Nord room and can't stop, but I just wanted to put it out there.
Alright, Rumarin. What a whiner. Illusion, that might help with the hypnotize on those animals that we don't really want to kill. Alright, and I've been through this enough to know that it's the two middle levers that open everything up. I'm not going to play dumb just for the sake of playing dumb on that. We're going to loot the dead Draugr's crotch here. Eh, nothing good. Whoop. That was close. Oh, jeez. We're close, we're close. Maybe not as close as I thought. Oh. There we go. And we got a skill up for it. Okay. Nothing good in there, though. Okay, so yeah, Jagasta had a feeling, since he does have a strong connection to the spirit world through his connection with Khanarthi, he felt that there was something amiss with the spirit, that he didn't get the spiritual energy from this guy. So he knew that it was some kind of an imposter. He can tell the difference between a ghost and a living person through more perceptive means than just by looking at them. He has a bit of an intuition and a bit of a sixth sense about the spirit world at this point, I think. So let's head back to Wilhelm here. Tell him what was going on here and that he doesn't have to worry about it anymore. And then maybe we'll be able to explore the rest of that barrow.
Welcome to the Villamere Inn. If there's anything I can get you, just let me know.
So on Tuesday, bought it for my birthday on the 22nd. Nice. Yeah, it's a fun game. They put out the 1.05 patch out now, which fixes a lot of bugs from the patch notes that I've seen. It's actually been a really smooth experience for me, William, on PC. So
We don't get many visitors.
I don't expect that you're going to have a very buggy experience. People that I've talked to playing on PC have had a great experience too. So you should be fine by now. I was actually watching somebody play on a PlayStation 4 with the 1.05 patch last night for a little while. The guy was streaming on YouTube. He had like 350 people watching him play it, and it looked really smooth. I didn't see any major issues, any graphical glitches or anything like that, and it seemed to be holding up at 30 FPS for the most part. So
let me see that.
I think it's already in a much better state. I'm not trying to discount people who are having a bad experience with it. I feel like they should be able to get their refunds and everything, but I don't know. From my perspective and my experience, I feel like a lot of this has been a little overblown with the reaction to the state of the game. But yeah, like I said, it's hard for me to...
If you're headed up to the monastery, watch your step. It's a long way down.
Color my experience with the game with how other people...
necessary for you to bother me right now?
Traveler, are you by chance in need of a companion?
Oh, this is the dog lady. No, I think the dog's better off with you than he is with me right now. Yeah, it's hard for me to color my experience with the game with other people's perspectives on it. So that goes both ways. I don't want to project my experience with the game on people who are having a bad experience with it. But for me, it's been great. Not any more buggy than Skyrim. Even modded with the unofficial patch and everything. But again, I've been playing on a high-end PC, which tends to be the best experience for that game. And I was watching somebody play and it looked okay on PS4, but again, I wasn't actually playing it, so I didn't have any idea of how it felt. So I don't want to invalidate anybody's experience or opinions on that game if they were having a hard time with it. Yeah, the Switch console is a little bit different of an experience, though. You tend not to play the same types of games on a Switch that you would on even a PlayStation 4 or an Xbox One. Maybe. I mean, I still feel like they can make it a good experience. Did I forget to grab the claw from him? Clutter. I feel... Okay, Sapphire Dragon. I think this is the one that we need, right? So, Moth, Owl, Wolf. Yeah, I think they can still make a good experience out of the previous gen consoles. I don't think it's going to be a completely gutted game version of the game. It's just never going to look as good as how they were hyping it, I think. The problem there is PS4 and Xbox One's really slow hard drives. I feel like this game really needs better streaming capabilities. It tries to stream in real time a whole lot of stuff from the hard drive all the time, especially when you're driving through a city really quickly in a car or something like that, which is where most of the problems happened in Digital Foundry's analysis of the game too. So I think I don't know, they might be able to fix it by introducing some more hitches in the game, some more loading, maybe. Stop the game in certain areas so that they can preload more of the world, which definitely will adversely affect the open world experience, but with how heavy that game is with just density of objects in general, I feel like they're going to have a hard time dealing with the texture pop-in that they're having, which is the ugliest part of it. But I think in terms of overall frame rate and stability, they can do a lot of good work on it. Band of Permanence, Veil of Nature. Yeah, I'll take it. I don't think we really need Veil of Nature, but take it just in case. It seems to make sense for Jagasta at any particular point in his journey. Okay, don't need to get back up there, I guess. So I don't think it's hopeless for the last gen consoles. They'll work on it. It's just it just was never done. It was never finished. I feel like if anything, they should have they obviously focused on a high-end PC experience because most people playing that game on a decent computer are having a great experience with it, and that's where the high review scores are coming from. I think if they were going to focus on the high-end experience for PC, then they should have probably delayed the last-gen version of the game, focused on the next-gen version of the game, released those three, and then bought themselves some more time to focus on the last-gen console. But the thing is, there's so many more people who are playing on last-gen consoles now than are playing on PC or any kind of PC or the new console generations, because, you know, of scalpers ruining the world for for gamers. You can't find PS5s or Xbox Ones or even any of the newer GPUs at a decent price. So a lot of people are stuck on the last gen hardware, and in fact, that's where most of the target audience is, unfortunately. So it's kind of hard to release a huge game like that for a small fraction of the people that want to play it and not get any kind of like backlash. They really painted themselves into a corner with trying to do too much in terms of platforms that they're trying to release on, and the way that they marketed the game with the huge amount of hype that they put into it. They overhyped it for sure. They overhyped it. It's like the CEOs and the board and everything, they gave their marketing team a blank check to do whatever they could to hype the game as much as they could, without any thought as up to the repercussions of overhyping the game and thinking about whether or not they should be doing what they're doing. And the whole time, you know that the developers were just sitting back, staring at their screens, just sweating bullets because they knew what the story was. That, you know, the game, the reality of the game is not matching up anywhere close to where the hype is that the marketing team is generating. Did I just take a screenshot somehow? I must have hit a weird hotkey or something. I'm running Gamepad++ and it changes some controller mapping around it. To hit the hotkey for taking a screenshot, I guess. Didn't even know I could do that on my controller. Oh, sorry, Sora. My bad. They definitely should have pushed back the release again. Let's see. Switch is good for things like Zelda and Nintendo. Yeah, kind of more casual stuff. Simpa says more concerned about quality of life. Yeah, most of your complaints about the game have been about, you know, that walk toggle, and other standard features. And unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be a priority for them anytime soon. They're working on fixing the game for the next couple months. Those are feature requests, even though they are features that definitely should be in the game, no brainer. The feature requests are almost always going to fall below priority of bug fixes, especially in this case when people are complaining about you know, the performance affecting gameplay, which definitely is a bug. There's no way that their performance was meant to be run like that by design. So that's a bug, and stability is also another huge bug, and then all the quest bugs that they're working on now. I think their priorities are in the right place. Unfortunately, for those of us who are having a good experience with the game already, it means we're going to have to wait a little longer for those quality of life improvements that we're waiting on. Of course, for me, being a controller player, I don't need a walk toggle. And the game runs wonderfully on a controller. So basically, everything about the input that keyboard and mouse players are complaining about, it's like, it hasn't been an issue for me. But I appreciate that it is an issue for the vast majority of PC players. So it is something that they will address for sure. I know they will. It's just a matter of when they can fit it in amongst all the bug fixes, I suppose. Let's see. William says it might put my 1080 to work. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not gonna be able to run it at highest settings on a 1080. But fortunately, the game looks great without, you know, ray tracing and without all the ultra textures and everything. I'm sure that you can find some optimized settings that is going to make the game look and play great for you. One thing you might need to know is that this game is very highly bound to your CPU and how many cores you have. So most people, for most games, it's their GPU that's the limiting factor. But for more and more people in this game, it's the CPU. And there are ways to lighten up the game a little bit in terms of like traffic density and NPC density and stuff that helps CPU performance. Maga says, I know it's, what, 8 years since the announcement, but feel from... Yeah, it definitely should... Yeah, they had a good rep. I hope that they still do after all this is said and done. It's a shame the execs need to take full... They have so far, but I don't think they're taking enough responsibility. I don't think they're going as far enough in saying that, hey, we really screwed up, this is how we screwed up, and this is how we're going to fix it. They're just kind of like, yeah, we're committed to fixing this, and that's kind of it. Which I believe them, they are committed to fixing it, they have to, but yeah, there's a lot of damage to their rep, which was stellar before this. 8 years, but a lot of that was pre-production. True. It's still heavy work. I mean, they announced it, what, 8 years ago? I don't think they were doing any heavy work on The Witcher or anything at that point. So even though they were doing pre-production, they were still probably laying groundwork for the game engine and stuff like that, and still working a lot. They probably weren't in crunch mode 8 years ago, like they were for the last couple of years, but during that time they released The Witcher 3, fixed it, patched it, released free and paid DLCs in Gwent. Yeah, Gwent is more of a light thing. I didn't know that they had released paid and free DLCs. Patching is also pretty light effort as well. But I thought The Witcher 3 came out before they announced Cyberpunk. I thought so, anyway. The majority of the pre-orders for PC? Maybe. I don't know. Visually, it looks good. It's a shame it's not the kind of game I like, though. I would say that it looks Grand Theft Auto, but it feels very Skyrim to play. The leveling system is the same. The exploration is very similar. A lot of the dialogue actually works really quite the same as well. But yeah, the progression, leveling, and character build systems are very similar to Skyrim. So you might like it, but if you're more into the high fantasy magic and blade and bow and arrow type stuff, then yeah, you're not going to be into Cyberpunk. But if you're into that gameplay with a more sci-fi coat of paint over the top of it, you'd probably like it quite a bit. Hopefully it's different developers working on it all parallel. Yeah. Yeah, it definitely works great with the controller. If you're used to playing shooting games with a controller, you're going to be right at home. It works great on mouse and keyboard too, but like Simpa said, there are some quality of life things and features that are missing from that input method. I think they will if they take care of their customers. They're already taking care of their customers. They're offering refunds even when the retail outlets are not offering them. They put Sony in a really hard place because Sony's policy is not to refund a game that has been played. Oh geez, he's running. Look at this guy. Get off of me. He was like a football running back going through the offensive line just to get to me with his stupid frostbite spell. He's like, get off of me. Oh geez. Alright. Okay, alright, we're good. We're good. Calm down. Quick save. What was I saying? Yeah, no, they are taking care of their customers. They're offering refunds to everybody who wants them. It might be taking a little longer. They put Sony in a hard place because Sony's policy is if you've downloaded and played the game, they're only going to offer a refund if it's defective. So in order to give people refunds, they had to admit that Cyberpunk is defective. So they can't just put a defective game on their storefront, so then they were kind of forced to remove it. That is partially on Sony for having an overly restrictive return policy, but also mostly on CD Projekt Red, I think, for putting them in that situation. In my opinion.
Organs are showing, Droga.
Your organs are showing?
Good riddance, I say.
That might be why. I was never a fan of GTA. I really wasn't either. I played through... I never finished Grand Theft Auto 3, although I played quite a bit of it. Never played Grand Theft Auto 4, and I did just enough to beat Grand Theft Auto 5 and play all the way through it. Lightning Strike, not into it, but I'll take it. But, as I said, this kind of feels more like an action role-playing game than it does just a GTA. I will say that it does pretty much everything GTA does, but better. In pretty much every way, but then it also, in terms of gameplay, it has the feeling of a Skyrim or a Fallout to it. More than, in terms of like combat and stuff like that, and dialogue especially. The dialogue in the game is absolutely immersive, even though the options in the game are no more than what you would find in, say, like Fallout New Vegas or even Skyrim to some extent. There are a lot more skill checks than Skyrim. Probably about the same amount of skill checks as in Fallout New Vegas or like Outer Worlds. But a lot of those skill checks are not as consequential as in those other games. They're just there to offer information about the world and those characters that you're talking to. So yeah, I mean, if you're on the fence about it, maybe wait until you can get it on sale, or you've seen people play it enough to know that this is your type of game, I suppose. Oh yeah, I feel like a lot of the backlash on this it comes from realistic expectations and not realistic expectations that were set up by I'm not putting that on the players, the people who got hyped up for it. I'm putting that on CDPR's marketing team. But yeah, if you manage your expectations, you're gonna love it. I didn't know really what to expect. I knew that the game was gonna be good. I was really excited for it. I didn't think it was going to be a generational leap in terms of immersive roleplay, which I think a lot of people were.
I'm right here.
What am I missing here? So we have whale, eagle. I'm missing a snake here somewhere, aren't I? Trying to have a conversation and solve a Skyrim puzzle at the same time, I guess. That's what I get. Okay, the snake is right here. I missed it. That should be it. There we go. Hated GTA 5, didn't like the characters. Yeah, I thought it was fun up to the point where you ended the story. It's really hard to identify with a lot of the characters in that game because, you know, they're all heavy criminals. Like really bad criminals. Find Saints Row 2 a great fun game, better than GTA. Well, yeah, because it has more fun with its world and its characters, right? GTA does have a great sense of humor, I would say. But it's not over the top like Saints Row is. Sleeping Dogs is also a great GTA. Yeah, I loved Sleeping Dogs. I played that on my PlayStation 3. And I loved every second of it. That game went way under the radar. Game deserved a lot more play than it got. Never finished GTA 4, never played GTA 5 because Rockstar games are all the same, pretty much. I did really enjoy Red Dead Redemption 1. I played the hell out of that game in terms of storytelling and writing, and production values in terms of like music choice and things like that. It was top notch. It was the best game of its time for all of that. Way better than GTA. The problem I had with Red Dead Redemption was the same problem I had with GTA 5, in that once you get to the end of the main storyline of that game, the end game content doesn't... There's nothing really holding that up. In terms of Cyberpunk and things like Skyrim and Fallout and everything, it has the role-playing game mechanics in it, right? So that there are consequential choices, there are different endings. Well, Skyrim doesn't have different endings. Cyberpunk does. So that it gives you an incentive to go back and replay this stuff, along with all the other RPG progression mechanics and stuff of, you know, trying a new build, even if you know what the story's going to be. So just adding that role-playing game mechanic underneath of the formula that Grand Theft Auto has makes all the difference in the world for me. I will be playing Cyberpunk for probably thousands of hours, just like Skyrim. I can tell already, because I'm already making plans for my next playthroughs on that game, like what I'm going to do, how I'm going to spec my character next time around. 60 hours into it, and I still probably am only 20 or 30% through the main storyline, if even that. Just a lot more to do. Simple playthroughs, Sleeping Dogs Deluxe Edition for $4 on... Yeah, you can find Sleeping Dogs for super cheap on Steam, and it's worth every single penny of it and then some. So if you're looking for an open world action game to play, it does have a little bit more of an RPG perk system and stuff to it too than GTA does. You can level up your character in Sleeping Dogs as well, and it has like William said, a martial arts bent to it, so you can unlock like new martial arts techniques and stuff as you level up. It's awesome. The driving in GTA probably works better than, just in terms of like the physics mechanics of the actual driving, works better in GTA 5 than it does in Sleeping Dogs, and honestly it probably works better than it does in Cyberpunk as well. That's probably the one thing Grand Theft Auto does better than Cyberpunk. Ooh, games for Windows Live. I still have to deal with that. I have some older games in my Steam library that still depend on games for Windows. And I haven't found one that's completely unplayable because of it yet, but it does make you jump through some hoops, that's for sure. Okay. Think we're done with this place? And let's see, I've been going for about, I don't know, 3.5 hours. Oh, probably closer to 4 hours at this point, so I think once we're done with this barrow, we'll call it a stream. Don't mind playing a bad person in a game, but that's my choice. Don't want it forced upon me. Yeah. And that's one thing that Cyberpunk does offer. I mean, you are technically a criminal, and I don't think there's a way to not do criminal things. in that game. So in that vein, it is kind of like Grand Theft Auto, but you don't necessarily have to be a bad person. You don't have to be evil. You don't have to take advantage of people. You can be a good guy, or you cannot. It's all up to you. Having your bother phone in the middle of a mission. Oh yeah, your phone. You have a phone in Cyberpunk as well, but it tends not to be completely obtrusive or intrusive. Mostly you get texts from random people that you can respond to at your leisure. You do get phone calls, but that's mostly in terms of quest lines and stuff. And I haven't had a phone call pop up in the middle of something in my 60 hours of the game so far. Oh yeah, no problem, Wind. I'm getting ready to end the stream right now anyway, so you're not missing anything. Thanks for joining. Take care of yourself, okay? Yeah, so I think this is it for me for today. I need to stretch my back out. It's giving me some problems today for some reason. I think it's just bad posture, talking into the mic and looking at a computer screen. But yeah, I have to stretch my back out a little bit, maybe get some lunch and do something with myself. Maybe put some pants on, much to the chagrin of Magus. Alright, so thanks everybody. If you happen to upon this stream and you liked what you saw, there is plenty more content much in the same vein of this. Just take a look down in the description. You're going to see probably a dozen or so links to some really great Skyrim content in terms of videos, streams, written work by our very own novelist 57 Strudel here. So yeah, go ahead and check that stuff out. Give those people a look. Lots of Skyrim content out there to be had. Lots of people still love this game and are hungry for content for it. So luckily for us, there are plenty of people providing that content. No pants, for sure. All right, so thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you next time. Until then, take care of yourself, okay? See you around. Bye.